ABC612 ABC Radio Brisbane with Ellen Fernie.
Don't leave the listener hanging. Seek is seek shade or cover, that's obvious. Slide is some sunglasses. But how seriously do you take the slide? And given our children are seeking more sun than most of us this day, should sunglasses be mandatory for kids at school and the playground, not just in times like now, but maybe all year round? Julie Newport is an optometrist from ICU Optometry. She's with you now. How much damage does the sun do to our eyes?
The sun does an enormous amount of damage to the eyes, Ellen.
Yeah, how?
Well, there's several different ways. So we all have a lens on the inside of the eye, which ages with us. It's going to get more damage to it if you've got excess time in the sun without any sunglasses on. Also on the front surface of the eye, the conjunctiva, which is the filmy whitish lining on the surface of the eye, you can get little skin cancers there, which can be really quite aggressive. You can get little skin cancers on the edge of the eyelid as well. And they don't just come off with a little bit of skin. They come off with a whole big chunk of your face if you have to have one of those off. So just best not to have them in the first place. Pterygium also, where people get this fleshy sort of red growth on the front surface of the eyes, very, very common in the surfing community, if you will, because they don't typically wear sunnies when they're out on the surf.
Yes, and they're also getting the reflection off the water as well.
Exactly.
When you say the skin cancer is terrifying, I didn't know there was that horrific variety of places you could develop skin cancer in and around your eye. What about lens damage you were talking about to start with? What does that mean?
Well, the lens is on the inside of the eye, so it's just behind your iris, which is the coloured part of your eye, and the pupil, which is the hole in the middle of the iris. So we have a lens just in behind there, and that's where people develop cataracts. So a cataract is where the lens becomes less clear, more opaque, more cloudy, if you like. And cataracts are very, very common because we're all living long enough now to get one, but you're more likely to get one younger if you've got a lot of sun exposure.
Had no idea. Is it the same story on cloudy days?
Absolutely it is. People think that if you are out there in the sun, and well, not the sun, but out there on a cloudy day, that the clouds actually provide you with some degree of protection from UV damage to your skin and your eyes, and that is absolute rubbish.
Wearing sunglasses, should that be part of the routine for our kids? 1300 222 612. Should our schools be encouraging children to wear sunglasses when running around out in the sun? Love your views on that. 1300 222 612. Julie Newport, optometrist, with you. What do you think of that question? Clearly, children have been told since time immemorial, do not stare directly into the sun. But how much damage are they really doing if they're running around at big lunch and little lunch, maybe some after-school activities, with a hat and a collared shirt, seeking shade when they can? They've got sunscreen on. Do they nearly need sunnies as well?
They really, really do, because you do get so much sun from above. You get sun that has reflected from the playground as well, straight into your eyes as well. Hats and shirts and sunscreen and all of that stuff, that's great, but it does not protect your eyes much. And young eyes are like young skin. They're going to cop a lot of damage that is not necessarily going to show up for another decade or so.
So you would say it should be mandated? I mean, it is pretty much mandatory in primary schools. Secondary schools are a whole other debate for a whole other day.
Yeah.
You know, suddenly it's no hat, no play. You think it should be no glasses, no play?
Well, yes and no, in that you can understand from the school's perspective, if every child is going to bring along a pair of sunglasses, and I've had 3 children, they'd lose everything.
Yes, one of mine would have had one pair throughout primary school. The other one would have had a pair a week.
Yeah. well, getting kids to make a pair of sunglasses last a week, that's actually really impressive. Mine would lose them on basically about every 2 days basis, and that's with free Sunnies coming from mummy. But parents with kids and sunglasses, yes, we encourage it a great deal, and on the understanding that the kids are just going to pick them up, they're going to put them down somewhere, and then forget where they were, just like they do with their school hats. So it's understandable when the schools will roll their eyes and say, please don't make those mandatory, but it would be very good if somebody could make up a way so that kids didn't lose their sunglasses and were encouraged to wear them all the time at school.
It's a tricky thing to do, but it sounds like it's very much worth doing it. 1300 222 612. Does your school do it already? Do you think it should? I had no idea, Julie, that slide was in the slogan. Should we be pushing it more generally so that people understand it? Because us oldies understand slip, slop, slap. We've completely got that message.
Yes, is the short answer. Yes, people should be wearing sunglasses, especially in Queensland. We are known to be, the skin cancer capital of the world, yada, 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 and eyes really cop it, and they're so very, very important. So, yes, everybody should be wearing sunglasses 100% of the time when they're outdoors during the day in Queensland.
And do sunglasses have to be built to certain regulations? Are the cool ones the same as the servo ones?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. So as far as the amount of ultraviolet light getting through a lens, that is mandated that you've got to have 100% of those damaging ultraviolet lights cut out. And that does not reflect, that's not reflected in the price of the lens. So you can get yourself a really, really nice pair of Maui Jim sunglasses. You could get yourself an El Tipo pair that costs you $12 from the servo, or you could get a giveaway pair. Hungry Jack's had some a few years ago. We do giveaway pairs as well, as I'm sure do a lot of my colleagues, to encourage sunglass wear in their patients. They all have to have 100% UV protection.
Fascinating. Thank you so much for taking the time, Julie.
No dramas. Thank you very much.
Julie Newport, optometrist, on the line there, telling you that slip, slop, slap was all well and good. Seek shade or cover, we've certainly got that. You'd be sort of a mad dog or an Englishman to go out in the midday sun, but slide is something we need to get into the public consciousness. Slide on some sunglasses, and maybe the kids at school should be doing that too. 22 minutes past 3 on 612 ABC Radio Brisbane.